Hi guys, welcome back, and we're now going to quickly talk about how to hold the pick, the plectrum, okay? So first things first, medium gauge plectrums is where you want to start. Somewhere between 0.8 millimeters and 1 millimeter gauge, something along that line. Again, go into a local guitar shop and ask about them, get some medium gauge plectrums, okay? At this point, it doesn't really matter too much what they are. I like slightly pointier edges. I just find that a lot easier to pick with. If you get one that's too thin, so the gauge is too low, then it's going to be great for strumming, but it's going to be really hard for kind of alternate picking stuff. And even when I say great for strumming, it's great for strumming to an extent. You know, you can never really hit it very hard. So you get a lot of beginners who really like the really thin bendy plectrums that you get because they can't physically make much sound out of them because they're shy about what they're playing. However, that is a phase that will only last a short amount of time. Within a couple of weeks, you'll want everyone to hear what you're playing. So if you get a medium gauge plectrum, it means you can adjust that. So you can play nice and softly if you want, but at the same time, you can use your own dynamics with the pick to to actually vary the volume. So that's something we'll be talking about in the guitar skills sections gradually. But so if you get yourself a medium pick, then that's going to mean that you're set up, you're going to get used to it from the start, you're going to be able to tackle most things, okay? So that's the size of the plectrum. With regards to how to hold it, I'm just going to kind of walk you through this, okay, so you can see it nice and clearly. Now, first of all, we're going to kind of make with the right hand, so of course I'm right-handed, so I'm holding it all with my right hand. Going to make a kind of grip like that, so I'm putting all four fingers in and my thumb loose, okay? Then I'm going to take my first finger and just bring it out like that. So you can see it's come out here, but it's still curled around. And then I'm going to place the pick on the kind of this part of the finger, so between I guess the joint there, okay? And I'm just going to pop that down there and then grab it and hold it in with the thumb, okay? So what we end up with, if you can see that, is the first finger is bent around, okay? And on that final joint on the first finger, just before the actual nail, I've got the plectrum rested on it with the thumb kind of holding it in position. Now, when you're there, you might just want to kind of slightly readjust it, get it a bit comfortable. You want it so that the thumb is like the flag pole and the plectrum is like the actual flag. So you can see the thumb is, going this way horizontally and the flag is going vertically, so that when you come to put on the string, you can see that it's nice and straight. Okay, so the thumb is going kind of the way of the strings, and the flag, the plectrum, is going into the actual board, okay? So you want to get it to that position where you're just relatively comfortable. And you can see that's roughly how much plectrum is showing as well. It's not like this, it's not all of that, and it's not less, so it's tiny amount. It's about there, so you're just letting the tip of it kind of show. Okay, so the final little thing to talk about, which I don't want it to take up much of your thought process at this stage, because a little later through some of the beginners courses, especially the electric stuff and the lead stuff, we're talking even more depth about plectrum position, because it's the kind of thing where you need a good technique to start with, an okay technique, so what I'm talking about here, and then it's something that you gradually refine as you get better and better on the guitar. So the last thing to just subtly think about is, if you've got your fingers here and you're playing and picking individual notes like this, you can also just slightly lean the kind of palm of your hand against the bridge part of the guitar, so back here, and this would allow you to be even more comfortable when you're actually picking. So it really feels like it's very solid and it's in the right place. Not that it's hovering. You don't really want the feeling that you're hovering over the strings, because that's going to be a lot harder to control. So guys, the main thing is that we are holding it correctly. As we go through the courses, the beginners courses, especially the electric guitar course and the lead course, where we're doing a lot of work with the plectrum, we talk more and more in depth about getting the technique more and more refined, okay? For the moment, as long as you're holding it correctly as I showed you, and you've got a bunch of plectrums and they're about medium gauge, that's all we need to get started, okay? So Get that going. Make sure you're always carrying a plectrum around with you, constantly holding it like this, so that, you know, even if you're at work and you're just chilling out or whatever with friends, have a plectrum in your hand held like this, so it just gets comfortable a little quicker. Okay, you'll also look really awesome and cool, obviously, because they'll be like, oh, who's this guitarist next to me with the plectrum? Possibly. So anyway, have some fun with that, and I'll see you next time.